Hey there, this is Braxton from boldhacks.com. Click here to check out that website. And what I do on there is just anything that helps us cut the manacles of mediocrity, experience our true, best, divine, transcendent selves. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing one of the best tools for that, the foundation that helps make everything so much easier, which is the Bulletproof Diet. I love this diet. I've been doing it for 8 months now, and I've never felt better. I've eaten pretty healthy in the past, and then I went to China, didn't eat too healthy. It's a great diet. The benefits, because I'll be going over the features which tell, but the benefits sell. I want to start out with those for anyone that's on the fence about whether or not to do this diet. Benefits are more energy, and who doesn't want that? And this is at the mitochondrial level that this is helping. But overall, you get better, more stable energy, less cravings. You converge towards the more optimal body composition. So that means if you're too fat, you're going to get skinnier and put on some more muscle. If you're too skinny, you're going to gain some more muscle and get some good, healthy weight. You have higher bioavailability. This is because you're getting lots of healthy fats, which is what your cells are made of. So they're able to have better receptors turned outwards rather than inwards. And whether it's a salad you're eating with all those greens or supplements that you're taking, your body's able to absorb those vitamins and minerals more efficiently, more effectively. There's lower insulin sensitivity, which as a result, you can uptake your salt and it's still healthy. I eat tons of salt now on all my stuff. And then you improve your cholesterol. My dad has been on the diet for several months. He improved his cholesterol, his HDL 15% naturally, just through the diet. And his unhealthy LDL, it stayed the same. Another part that I just want to scream this from the mountaintops because it's especially relevant right now. I have an uncle who has cancer, and it struck us as quite a surprise, and we hope that he's able to surmount it. But I wish he would have been on this diet earlier because this is an anti-cancerous diet. It's weird, right? Like, I wish every cancer foundation would proclaim this, but the American diet is a harbor, a safe haven for cancerous cells because it's high in sugar. Cancerous cells have compromised mitochondria that cannot use ketone bodies, which I'll be going into later. They can't use that for energy. So if you cut out the carbs or restrict them to a very low level, you purge the body of cancerous cells, which is awesome. Who doesn't want that? Because we all have cancer in us. It's just whether it's being taken out more than it's being divided. The other thing is it's Neuro-Protective, which was the initial studies for Dom DiAgostino. He was getting into the Navy SEALs research about preventing seizures when they would have an air recycler on their oxygen tanks or their oxygen mask recycler thing. How did I find this diet, you might ask? And I've been studying in China for 3 years. The answer is I was pretty over and scared of all the toxins that were in the food that I was getting, whether it's meat or vegetables. And my roommate got back from a retreat, a little Rotary Club team leadership retreat. They were doing meditation every day, vegan diet, no drinking. And when he got back, he was challenging me to do, I don't think it was a vegan diet, but vegetarian. And I tried for, I think, just over a week, maybe 2 weeks. I thought it would be good. I'd feel cleaner and all that, which I kind of did, but I was lacking energy and I was really hungry all the time. So my mind, it was hard to do work for school and all that. And so as a result of that, I was like, I need the best diet. I went on Google. I'm not sure what the search query was, but it was something like optimal diet or avoiding toxins diet. And I found, thank the Lord, Bulletproof Diet. And I've never looked back. It's part of the Bulletproof brand, which I totally get behind, because Dave Asprey, the founder, is all about, is all about how to kick more ass in life, whatever you do. And that requires optimal mind, body, and that's done through nutrition, fitness, and psychology. So this guy tries to encompass it all in all of his products and all of his blog posts and all of his everything. His podcast, check him out. It's an awesome brand, awesome guy. Dave Asprey, if you're watching this, I love you, man. Changed my life. So let me go over the features now. I'm gonna explain the chart, which, Dave, I don't know if you've explained it in a video, so feel free to put your own twist on it. I'd love to see it. But let me get in on some pictures here. We'll go and start with the calorie breakdown. It's similar to an Atkins diet. It's a modified Atkins diet. And it's similar to Paleo, but this one is placing a special emphasis on toxins and avoiding those in your diet. So stuff like beans is a big distinction between the Paleo and the Bulletproof Diet. So starting with the calories, we've got 50 to 70% of your calories coming from fats and oils. This is stuff like coconut oil, olive oil, ghee, grass-fed butter, grass-fed beef or lamb, salmon, sardines, avocado, I could go on. Brain octane, which is a bulletproof product I'll be talking about. And then we've got 20% of our calories coming from veggies and protein, with the remaining 5 to 10% coming from fruit and or starch. Moving on to I'll move on right now to the diet plan, the nutrition plan, which is at the top right of the chart. Top right there's the simple one, which it shows the different categories of the coffee, the fruit, oils, fat, vegetables. But I tend to do the intermittent fasting one, which I personally will do with bulletproof tea. You can check out my video here for how to brew some yerba mate in the morning. So all I do is pour in some brain octane to make it more bulletproof, to kickstart and catalyze myself into ketosis, which makes me feel energized, no cravings, and very almost wired, pretty much. The other times when I'm doing the normal one, I'll just have a nice breakfast. Something like eggs, arugula, avocado with olive oil, tomatoes, cucumber, carrots. Just staying on the top part, green portion, bulletproof side. The food spectrum is awesome. I don't know how much time he put in, something like a year, several months, going over the different foods and seeing what was the best general guide to put out there. And there's some surprising things on the bottom, and also some surprising facts to learn, like you should be not poaching. What is it's just al dente. You should be lightly cooking stuff like spinach, kale, Brussels sprouts, bok choy, because it has certain defense mechanisms that will make you inflamed and all this stuff that you don't want. So just lightly cook that and you'll be good. Some stuff that surprised me was soy, all cheese, all corn except fresh, beans, lots of things down there that I would tend to eat beforehand when I was eating a healthy lifestyle, but these are things that I've since cut out. And it goes from bulletproof at the top to suspect in the middle, which it means like you could be eating a good variety of this, but there also can be very toxin-filled varieties that you might also have a high sensitivity to, so you'll feel shitty after, the scientific term. And then at the bottom, just avoid at all costs toxic foods. There's also, while we're on the topic of this chart, this lovely, amazing chart, thank you, Dave Asprey, we've also got an alcohol one, which sadly shows beer and wine at the bottom of the spectrum, and luckily shows vodka with whiskey, tequila, and gin at the top. And avoid adding sugars, because that will make it less bulletproof. Just go for something like soda water and lime. So moving on to the finishing up remarks. And the thing I love about Bulletproof Diet is it's making you feel better in all these different areas of energy, body composition, overall health by addressing the core issues. It's not like I want more energy, so I take an energy shake like Red Bull or 5 Hour Energy, which addresses the external problem. It's a short-term fix for long-term side effects. You're getting the core and it's sustainable. It's a long-term solution. The finishing remarks I have is expect around a week-long hangry type of hangover, bad feeling, because your body's going to be adjusting. You've got new enzyme pathways that it's going to be using for this fat metabolic rate, this ketosis that you're going to be in, which ketosis, I didn't go over that. Most of us Americans, when we eat a diet high in carbs, which is sugar, we're burning sugar, glucose, for energy. And when we get into a state of ketosis, which is the other metabolic state, we're burning fat for energy. We're converting those fat molecules into ketone bodies, which are used by the brain and by the muscles and all this stuff. And it's great. It's a great alternative, the cleaner metabolic rate to be in. Less free radicals, which means less inflammation, all this good stuff. And it's neuroprotective, which I mentioned earlier. GI, be warned when you are experimenting with the levels of brain octane or other fats like coconut oil and olive oil that you're adding. Your GI, your gastrointestinal system, has a limit. So you're going to be perusing that area and seeing what your limit is. Just crank it up slowly, and you'll sometimes feel a little bit bad. I would just move around, get some water to help mitigate any bad feelings. Everyone is a snowflake. You're all special, unique snowflakes. So it means everyone's different. You're going to have different sensitivities. You're going to have different strengths and weaknesses in your nutritional plan. So just measure it. Be aware of your body. Listen to it. You might eat one thing that says it's suspect and you feel fine. You might eat another thing that's suspect and you feel horrible. And stuff on the bottom you shouldn't feel too good anyways. But maybe you can eat cheese with little side effects. So good for you. And stuff, while we're on that topic of cheese and all your other cravings that are your vice and your cheat day stuff, if you want to lower that, change your association with it. Association is a very powerful tool. So for example, if you want to eat less cheese, research why cheese is bad for you, the bad side effects of, correlation of cheese eaters with death. You change your association to say, oh, I know all this bad stuff about cheese. So when you see it on the cheese platter and that craving comes up, all the bad things in your mind outweigh the pleasurable short-term benefit of taking a bite. And that can be done with, working out or any other thing. Association, powerful tool. Measure and adjust. You can get some keto sticks, which are $6 for like 100 at Walmart. You can do that to check when you're in ketosis. I remember first time I checked and it was successful. I was very excited. So it's good to check so that you can distinguish when you're inside, the feelings, the energy levels, all that, when you're actually in ketosis. Word of caution, or warning, heads up. Keto sticks measure what's in the urine, which is the leftover ketone bodies. So you could have a negative reading when you're in ketosis just because you're using up all the ketones. So it's a cheap indication, but it's not the most accurate. Good resources to use are the Bulletproof Diet, which I'll link to, as well as the Bulletproof Cookbook, Brain Octane, which is a medium chain triglyceride 8, MCT 8 fat molecule. And it's the most readily accessible. It's the most ketogenic fat that your brain can use. Your liver doesn't have to process it, unlike other stuff. And it's triple distilled coconut oil. That's what it is. So it's very pure coconut oil, the best, cream of the crop. And then we've got the Bulletproof bars. They're collagen bars with coconut oil, MCT, and brain octane, that reverse hierarchical fat loveliness with also some cocoa and cashews. And this is great because it fills you up. If you eat 2, you'll be full. and you have energy. It feels very clean. There's also the protein, which I've been taking a soy-based protein, which I feel good after, but it causes inflammation and stuff. There's all these studies that show that it's not the best optimal thing. So that's what I'm shooting for. I'm switching to and trying out the collagen protein, and then later I'll be trying out the whey protein. These are both from Bulletproof, and they're from grass-fed cattle. Lastly, to finish off, find your why. This is going to be a decision. Make it a binary decision of like, you're either going to not do this, you're going to be like, it sounds great, but I can't commit to it, or you're going to go all in with your chips. I was talking to my grandpa about this last night, and I made it that kind of decision. I said, if you're going to do this, you got to put up the poster in your home so that you can see it and have it as a quick reference, and you're going to partner up with someone, in this case, his wife, my grandma, so that it's easier. You're supported. There's interpersonal strength and momentum when you're shopping and preparing meals. And chase that why. Visualize it every day, whether it's more energy or better body comp. Remember why you're doing it, and that will pull you towards maintaining this diet. So, hope you liked that video. If you want to check out more stuff, there's my website, Bold Hacks. And I've got a gymnastic strength training that goes well with this. I've got the yerba mate, if you missed it in the middle of the video, how to prepare that. And yes, enjoy, have a great day, becoming and experiencing your best self. Some other easy getting started notes. Just start out with eating cleaner by eating things that you know are alive, Eat less processed stuff that was in bags, like chips and pastries and all this stuff. Just eat more fruits and vegetables. Fruits you can eat less of, but and we eat that at night because the cravings that you would get from that rush of sugar, that will be when you're asleep. So it'll have so much less of an effect or compared with eating it in the morning, or if you have some berries or something in the morning, later, 12 o'clock, 10:30, you'll get that craving that is kick-started. So eat more nuts, more meat, a lot of those I, like Dom D'Agostino, think of vegetables as a fat delivery system. So recently it's been riced, like minced cauliflower that I just drizzle with ghee and butter and olive oil. It's a good way to think of it. And I don't know what else to do. Eat less sweets, eat less sugar, no soda, no candy. Change that association. And I'll include the top 10 things that were listed in the Bulletproof Cookbook for starters, but that's a little bit there. So enjoy.